forecast didn't work out. It's supposed to be sunny and calm, and it's cloudy and windy. We had a couple of plus inches of rain yesterday. We've had like 8 inches in the last week or so, so really wet. I imagine a lot of hen nests have been destroyed. Missouri opens their season later than a lot of states because they want a lot of hens to be on nest or at least bred. So I think it's going to change the behavior of the toms. We're sitting on a ridge top that we've
left-handed.
It's 6:55 in the morning, opening day of Missouri's turkey season, and Tom on the ground. This was a really cool hunt, a little different than what a lot of people like to do. This wasn't a cut and run hunt. We've hunted this ridge for years. There's a food plot right over here and a string of little hidey holes up through here. And we know that toms tend to roost up on the mountain or that way and come here or on the point behind us, but they tend to just come this way in this little saddle area. So this morning we think we heard 4 different toms. Daniel and I were sitting here. It's cloudy, it's a little bit windy. It's not ideal, but we heard these toms on the limb, and I heard a hen somewhere down in here. And then, of course, it got a little quiet when they hit the ground. Then they fired back up, and this tom fired up here, but we could tell he's coming this way. No need to call. We want to do minimal disturbance if we can, because it's opening day. We got 3 weeks of season. Daniel's got some hunting to do. I got another tag, of course. My daughter Ray's coming in. Maybe my daughter Raleigh's coming in from SpaceX to hunt. So no need of just doing a lot. And research clearly shows that there's a bunch of calling, a bunch of disturbance, gobbling goes down. So we were willing, opening morning early on, just to see if that tom would come our way before I started doing a bunch of cutting on the calls. So I thought he was in a timber a little bit. That road zigzags, but I looked up and saw that big puff ball up on the road and just watched it play out from there. He locked on the decoy over here, got the brand new Cabela's decoy, and we had the single hen decoy out for a reason. We brought the Jake, never knew where he was going to end up today, but we had seen this tom with that beard rot. He's easy to identify on our Moultrie mobiles over in this part of the farm. And he was always by himself, a little standoffish, seemed like he was a little gun shy. He wasn't hanging with other toms, he wasn't very aggressive. Knowing he used this area a lot, I didn't want to put that Jake out and threaten him. On down the road, we had, a group of 2 or 3 toms were seen together, and we probably would have put the Jake out if we'd have been chasing them, because they're more aggressive, they're all, together, they're kind of looking for that dominance. The single tom who's been kind of in the back of everything, and this worked out perfect. That may be why he stopped about 10 yards short and started circling around just a little bit to check it all out. You need to think through your decoy strategy and not just throw everything out you got. And in this case, it seemed to work perfect. He locked on the decoy, 70 or 80 yards up there. You could tell, started picking up his pace, coming up through here. I was looking for that old beard swinging back and forth, but by that time, got a little closer. I could tell that was old beard rot we'd been seeing on our cameras over in here. I was thinking this is going to be interesting to see how he interacted with the decoy. And in fact, he was locked on it, got about 10 yards. Probably would have went there, but again, Daniel's filming on this side. I was already shooting left-handed. It's only so far I could swing. And that Burris red dot settled on that big old white head, and I said, it's time to make turkey ready for the freezer. I really enjoyed the scouting and just as much the habitat work. You can tell there's dead cedars all over here. This used to be a cedar thicket, almost like the other side of the road, but we've got to this side of the road, felled all the cedars and burned. Makes great habitat. And we heard 4 toms this morning on a cloudy, windy morning. That's pretty good given turkey populations throughout much of the turkey's range. And again, there was no need to call this morning based on the habitat work we've done. And we could hear that tom gobbling coming closer, cutting the distance. Didn't do much disturbance. Pretty good chance we're tagging another tom in this area soon. I hope y'all get outside and enjoy creation, do some turkey hunting. And you think about all the stuff, the habitat work, felling cedars, prescribed fire, planting food plots, whatever you need to do in your neck of the woods to improve that habitat, to have a lot of critters to interact with. But it's more than just interacting with the critters. We're to be good stewards of creation, and restoring that native habitat is a great way to do that. More important than restoring habitat is make sure our lives are where they want to be. And that's what we do by seeking the Creator's will and applying it to our life daily. Thanks for watching Growing Deer.